Imagine pouring out your heart into building a business, only to watch it crushed by endless red tape, sky-high taxes, and a government that treats you like the enemy. Sounds familiar? You're not alone. That's a harsh reality for Britain's small business owners right now. In this video, we dive straight into Reform UK's small business launch, where Checkatrade founder Kevin Byrne took the stage alongside Nigel Farage, backing the party. This isn't just about politics, it's about leadership. Today, we unpack the timeless leadership principle of vision, how a bold national vision creates the environment that empowers small businesses to create jobs and rebuild our economy. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
I spent, as you've seen on there, most of my life working either as a sole trader or a small business, and then I got to a national brand, and then I sold it. So there's very little that I have not experienced, gone through as a businessman in this world. I can remember when I was in my 20s and my children started to appear. And this is how it all started. My wife said to me, "Kev, look at the state of the carpets." So I thought, maybe I could go out and get a carpet cleaning machine and start. And from that, it's where you advertise. And from that, you put something together. And from that, it leads on to something else. But that whole journey is incredibly difficult, as you will all know, the people around this auditorium today that have built a business. But when I was preparing this speech, I was thinking on what I should say in such a short amount of time. And about 3 months ago, off my own back, I thought I'd put a paper together for Nigel. And I called it Small Business is Britain. And I just want to read you the opening part of this because it's so powerful. Some of these numbers have changed since, so bear with me. 5.6 million SMEs, 99% of all firms, 16.7 million people employed. That's 50 to 60% of the private sector. 2.8 trillion turnover, half the economy. Half. I want to emphasize that because in my business, if I had something that was responsible for half the income, man, I would give it all of my attention. But what attention do we get? And I wrote this: confidence is at rock bottom. Insolvencies are at a 14-year high. Over half of all owners say trading is worse than 5 years ago. And most have shelved plans to grow. How sad is that? Risk takers feel punished, as Nigel was saying. Before a penny of profit, the tax man takes his cut. Add in the red tape, late payments, high costs, and entrepreneurs stop growing or they leave the UK. Isn't that a terrible place to be? So whether you are thinking of starting a business, or you're a one-man band, or you're a limited company, or you're a national brand, I've been there and I know what the journey's like. And there's very little that anyone can tell me that I haven't experienced or been through myself. But let me bring it right back down to the basics. A very good friend of mine, he actually used to work with me in building my business. He moved to Northumberland. His name's Andrew, and he started a cafe. And I speak to him regularly, and he said to me, "Kev, I haven't built my business because of the government or any help that's been offered. I've built my business despite the government and the lack of help." And that is such a terrible indictment, isn't it? For us that are just trying to be the backbone, the heroes of the economy of the UK. We, the tradesmen, the business owners of the UK, we fix people's houses, we transport them, we build their cars, we feed them, we clothe you, we entertain you, absolutely the backbone of the UK, and yet the neglect from this government and previous governments is absolutely staggering. You'll know as a business person that's self-employed, you don't work from 9 to 5. For me, I got up in the morning, opened my laptop, and when I'd finished for the day at 12 o'clock at night, I would close my laptop and go to bed. Who else experiences that? Most of us, a lot of people nodding their heads. And it's tough, but where's the help? I learned something in my business, building a national brand, that most of us are like the rest of us. And if you can build the right environment, things will grow. I learned that people, your workforce, the small trades of the UK, they want to feel appreciated. They want to feel understood. They want to be able to work with integrity and a strong moral purpose. They want to be trusted, but above all, and this is what I think is probably the most important thing, they've got to have a vision for the future. And right now, I just don't feel or see or sense there's a vision for this country outside of reform. I was asked before I come on the stage, Kev, why have you come over to reform? And I said, it's desperation and disappointment. It's disappointment. So I want to look at very briefly those 5 things. Appreciation, understanding, trust, integrity, vision, and apply that between the government and ourselves as small businesses. Where is the appreciation from the government? I had to have that in my company to make it work. Where is the understanding from the government about our strifes and issues and problems building small businesses? There isn't any. And where's the trust in us? I don't think there is any trust at all. What about integrity? Now, I think a lot of, particularly builders and plumbers and the like, they're under a huge amount of pressure when it comes to operating with integrity, cash jobs, etc. And I wonder how much is being lost to revenue through situations like that. But they feel they're being forced into that corner. And where's the vision that this government and past governments have given us as small businesses? I can't think of anything at all. Can you? The tragedy is this, and it's twofold. 30% of all small businesses fail within the first 2 years. That's the first tragedy. The second tragedy is this. With the fast approaching employment rights bill, wow. Wow. Has a businessman put that together? Has someone that actually employs people put that together? I don't believe they have. Because you just simply wouldn't put those things in place. So how many people that are one-man bands that want to start to move forward and employ someone are going to go, I ain't doing that. Not with all those regulations, not with all of those things that are put upon me. If I employ someone and I've got all that to go through from day one, I ain't going to do it. So what's that going to do as a knock-on effect in 4 years, 5 years, 10 years for the economy? If just 1 in 4 people say, I am not going to do this because of this, what's that going to do to the economy? What's that going to do for the small businesses in years to come? It's tragic. But now, let's imagine there's an opposite. Let's imagine that there is a government that truly appreciates small businesses. There's a government that truly puts themselves out to really understand the pressures that we have been under and are under as a business. I know, I know lots of people that are one-man bands, two-man bands. And I'll say to them, how much time do you spend in regulation? How much time do you spend in trying to tick all the boxes that we need to tick? Oh, Kev, hours and hours and hours. Well, okay, if you were to combine all that into a year, how long would it be? 2, 3 weeks of my time? Good grief. They should be out there servicing, not having to cope with red tape. So, what is it that this country needs? It needs a system that encourages people, a system that will help that one-man band take that leap without the fear or the bureaucracy that's associated to it. We need that. Imagine if success was recognized and appreciated and applauded in the UK. Do you know the United States economy at the moment is growing? I think it's 3 times the rate of ours. And that's because of those very things. They celebrate success. They celebrate the entrepreneurs in their country. And they are doing their best to remove all the barriers to make those companies a success. What we have in the UK today is simply madness. It is simply madness. But all we need is the right environment. That's all we need. And we need a vision. We need someone like Nigel to get on this podium and have that national voice and say, this is one of the most important aspects that the UK has got today. Half the economy comes from us as small business people. Now, I know this is going to be a huge mountain to climb for Nigel and the Reform Party. Huge. Every month, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me, every month the situation gets worse for the UK. So I say roll on the next election. I believe if we back the doers, the makers, the fixers, we will rebuild the pride in the UK. We'll rebuild the family in the UK. We'll rebuild the community in the UK. But most of all, we'll rebuild the hope that we all need. Here's one simple truth, which I'll finish on. When Britain's small businesses thrive, Britain will thrive as well. Thank you.
Without a vision, a nation with vast potential becomes a wasteland. Vision is not just a leader's job, it is a nation's survival strategy. Small businesses make up half of Britain's economy. They employ millions, yet they drown in red tape, tax hikes, and box-ticking rules. The system is rigged. Risk takers feel punished. The problem is not a shortage of entrepreneurs, it's a shortage of vision. Young people are pushed into universities and safe jobs. No one tells them that they can start a business and build a successful future. Entrepreneurs stop growing. They shut down. They leave the country because of high taxes and other government regulations. No business, no jobs. No jobs, no tax revenue. Visionary leadership removes barrier. It celebrates builders. It aligns policy with reality. A government with a vision builds an environment where businesses invest, grow, and thrive. It understands what holds them back and puts in place what makes them succeed. Leadership without a vision punishes risk takers. Visionary leadership frees them. Vision is a principle that turns potential into power. Without it, the people perish. Governments must have a clear vision so that the nation thrives. Share this video with one MP who needs to hear it. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.